Okay, good morning and welcome to Mishna Yomi. Today's Mishna is Terumos, Heriches, Mishna is Vav, and Mishna is Zion. Mishna Zion. Talk more today about Sakana, Chamira, Misura. Danger is more stringent than Isra V'Eter. Vav Nikuri Te'enim Anavim Kishuin V'Adluin V'Avatichim. V'Hamalachafanos Afilu Him Kikar Echad Gadol V'Echad Katon Echad Talish V'Echad Mechubar Kol Sheish Ba'Leicha Aser. Basically, you find an apple with a hole in it, or you find a te'ena, a fig, or you find a grape, kishuin, I guess would be like squash. Adluin, I thought dluin was squash. Kishuin is cucumbers, avatichim, watermelon, amalfonos. I don't know. There's malavofonos. I always thought kishuin was malavofonos. Two types of cucumbers, pickles and cucumbers. I don't know. Afilu hem kikar, even if they're huge. Echad gadol, echad katon. Whether it's big or small, whether it's stuck to the ground or it's still in the ground or you separate it from the ground. If you find a hole in a vegetable or a fruit and there's moisture inside, even if it's only a hole from one side, right? Like the old joke, right? The only thing worse than finding a worm in an apple is finding a worm in half an apple when you ate from it already. If you see a hole in one of them, and there's moisture in there, we assume that, just like we assumed by water and wine and milk yesterday, the snake put his venom in there. We have to be choshish also. If these things were not washed for 2 or 3 seconds, we assume that if there's a hole in them. Here it's a second halach. We can talk more about this in our Mishna. If an animal was bit by a snake and died because of the venom, you can't shecht like a cow, right? Let's say you shechted the cow, I guess. I don't know what a case it wouldn't be a treifa. Maybe we assume that if it's bit by a venomous snake, it doesn't make it a treifa. Let's say it doesn't make the animal a treifa. It bit the animal, and then you shechted the animal, so you can't eat the cow, the steak from the cow, because we're concerned that the ribeye steak has some venom in it. We're going to note why it says that misumemne sakanas tafashos. Is there a difference between sakanas tafashos and mishum giloi? We'll see in a second. Mishna Zion says a mishmerish al yayin. Let's say you have a brittle wine filter, right? You're making wine, you have a filter, take out the sediments and things like that. Asura mishum giloi. Even if it's not in a bottle, right? We assume, right, if it's left uncovered for 2 or 3 seconds, we assume a snake went in it and poisoned it. Rabbi Nechemia says, since it has a filter, so therefore you can take from the bottom part, because we assume the venom didn't go through the filter to the bottom. We'll discuss more in Mishna, this machlokas, Rabbi Nechemia. What is the machlokas Nechemia and the Rabbanan? Does it go through? Does it not go through? It seems like machlokas in Metzias. We usually don't like to say that there's machlokas in Metzias over here. My leg is scratching me, that's why I'm moving like that. All right, see you in Mishnah. We'll talk more about Mishnah Vav and Mishnah Zion and make an important distinction between what I talked about yesterday, being an Isser, and also as a pasuk, when it comes to killing somebody, you have to be entirely sure. There's a distinction between them, and I think there's a distinction in these Mishnayos over here. See you in Mishnah.